Peace. Come on in. Come on in. It's been a while. And I think this might be the first one on my new page. This may be the first one on my new page. You know what I'm saying? Let me share something with y'all. I'm gonna share this real quick. I should have put this on TikTok. I might download it and put it on TikTok in a second. But let me share this with y'all. The moment you start calling yourself spiritual, the moment you start calling yourself a celestial, the absolute moment in that moment, you are then held accountable for such claim. I'm gonna say it again. The moment you decide to call yourself spiritual, or the moment that you decide to call yourself a celestial. And what does this mean? What does it mean to call yourself spiritual? What does it mean to call yourself a celestial? I'm glad you asked. To call yourself spiritual simply means that you have submitted all authority. You have submitted all authority to the spiritual council which you deem authoritative over your life. I'm gonna say that one more time. The moment you decide to call yourself spiritual, the moment you decide to call yourself a celestial, you have now submitted yourself to the full authority of that which governs your spirituality or your celestialism. This is important to understand. The reason why it's important to understand is because you don't get the opportunity of dictating whether that comes when you feel like it. You don't get that opportunity. The moment you have deemed yourself spiritual, the moment you have deemed yourself a celestial, you have decided to take on the full armor of that particular situation until you denounce it. What does that mean? That means if I say I'm an attorney, right? If I decided to deem myself an attorney, that means that I have to adhere to all the law that keeps me in regulation of being an attorney. There's nothing different. There's nothing different as it relates to what you have decided. See, the moment I start really going in is when I start getting those electronic issues. You know what I'm saying? Peace, Queen. I see you. It's very important that we understand these principles, because the moment we have decided to give ourselves to these principles start to govern our lives. These principles start to show up. You understand? And the problem with these principles is that they're completely voluntary. So if they're completely voluntary, then why would I say the problem with these principles? The reason why I say the problem with these principles is because, when I tell you everything has been popping up to end this video, the reason why I say that's important is because if in fact I call myself spiritual, if in fact I call myself a celestial, then that means that if I'm not careful, that which governs me starts to govern everything around me. And the moment that I decide, it no longer governs me without the proclamation of such, without the denouncing of such, right? So what does that mean? That means if I was an attorney and then one day I decided I was going to become a police officer, until I put that uniform on or until I take off the present uniform, I am still identified as such. Do you understand? So if I said to you, I'm a minister, right? Then one would believe that my job would be caring for souls. My job would be the protection of human life, right? If I told you I was a soldier, if I told you that I was a Marine, then it is safe to assume that my job is to protect and to defend. All of these things are designed based upon what we identify as. And the only way it works is if you keep the identification. What do I mean by that? Meaning, if I decided I wanted to identify as a Marine, but then the moment I get out there on the battlefield, I want to be a horseshoe maker, or I want to be a dentist, then what happens? What happens? What happens is that the posture of what called me into that circumstance is no longer valid. What happens is that the posture that has called me into that circumstance now has no value. What do you mean? If I was called into war, you understand? Here I am being called into war. Hey, Seven Hughes, come to war. You're a Marine, right? Yeah, I'm a Marine. Come to war. Okay, I'm coming. And then I get there and I show up with a toothbrush and an apparatus to clean dentures or to get plaque out or whatever. What will be my reality? I'm getting shot to shit. I'm getting shot to shit. Why? Because I showed up at war preparing to clean teeth. The problem is that we don't understand how serious this thing is, because it's so easily said and it's so easy to not be in posture with it. If I tell you that I'm a spiritualist, if I tell you that I'm a spiritual person, then the basis of my foundation in life, what I'm here to do, should be one with spirit. The moment that chaos, the moment that, you understand, conflict, the moment that any of these things start to become me, the moment I choose these things over alignment, the moment I choose these things over peace, over tranquility, over educating others on the subject, the moment I put chaos over spirit, at that point, spirit has no responsibility to me. At that point, whatever I have pledged no longer has any governing factor over my life. And that's dangerous, because we want to believe that we're always right, no matter what it is that we're doing. And you're not. We're not. The moment I said I wanted to be a dentist, and then I started fingering my clients, I get disbarred. Why? But if I was a porn star and I dressed up as a dentist for a particular role and I fingered my client, now I'm fine. Be what you say you are. Be what you say you are, and life is extended. Be what you say you are, and blessings flow. But all of this trying to pretend, all of this, you know, I wanna seem a certain way, and in reality I'm not. Oh, it catches up with you. It absolutely catches up with you. Absolutely. If I told you that I was a lover of ants, but in reality I was a lover of alligators, at some point, those who are around me, who chose to be around me out of the love for ants, will be eaten alive by my pet alligators. And everything that you've worked for to show yourself an ant farmer will be diminished. Anything done in the dark will absolutely come to the light. And if what is done in the dark is to hide what's done in the light, then not only will it come to light, but it will come to bite. And that bite is unlike any bite you've ever suffered, because it does not stop until you put yourself in alignment. The problem with even that is that you could be living a life of righteousness. You could be living a life of joy. But because you are allowing others to mistreat you, because you are allowing others in your personal space to do things you know the Creator ain't with, you already know this ain't how it's supposed to be done. You already know you're supposed to be the whistleblower. You already know it ain't. And you're not doing something about it. You're not blowing the whistle. You're not making that person feel uncomfortable for doing that thing. Then a lot of times you got the same consequences as that individual. Sometimes your consequences is even more, because you were given posture. You were given instruction. You were given the light. And you decided to tango with the devil in the full moonlight. Nothing in life should be so important that you dancing with devils, yo. Nothing. A day in your life should never be that hard when you dancing with devils. And trust me, I done hired the DJ. I done rented out the venue. Trust me, I done put up the confetti. I done hung the strobe light. And all of a sudden come to my senses. What the hell are we doing, Seven? We will never dance with the devil in the pale moonlight. We will never dance with the devil, yo. Because the moment you do, you don't get it back. And this is why I say life is easy. When you know that your square is one to stand on, then you stand on it. And you stand on it, and you stand on it until you can't stand no more. If you out here compromising your morality for $1, see, it's different when you want to do it. But you know you should not be doing that. Your spirit ain't even feeling right about that. That shit don't excite you in no fashion, no format. And you doing it anyway? when they say selling your soul, so many of you are selling your soul and it feels good. So many of you selling your soul just to get your nails done. So many of y'all selling your soul just to pay the rent. Selling your soul, shawty. Your bloodline. You fucking with your bloodline. It ain't just you. It's anything that follows your command. It ain't just you. It's whatever identifies with you. It's who aligns themselves with you. This one choice of yours could affect a multitude of people. But because it's just a choice, it don't seem that important. It don't seem that heavy. It don't seem that bad. It's just this. It's just that. It's just a conversation. But when you are a spiritualist, when you are a celestial, shit is about forever. It's not about right now. Everything, even when it's about right now, is about forever. I love y'all. Even when it's hard, make a better choice. Even when it's hard, make a better choice. Peace to man, woman, and child, and all things walk the earth. I am Seven The Alchemist. I love y'all. Find me on TikTok. Peace.